We're going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the history of the Colorado Pollinator Summit and the Pollinator Network. What we've done over the past 10 years, those people that have been involved. And I've asked our steering committee from CPN to show up right here, right now. So there's me taking my usual casual sleepy picture, like always. Amy Yarger from the Butterfly Pavilion. Y'all want to step up on the stage? Come up on the stage. How about Darren Davidson, CSU Extension? Steve Armstead's a newer addition from the Xerces Society for Invertebrate Conservation.
It was like graduation.
Joyce Kennedy from the People and Pollinator Action Network. Rella Abernathy from the City of Boulder. Another new addition, Amanda Martinez from, you changed your names, I always forget. Audubon Rockies, right? And then Sonia Anderson from the Denver Botanic Gardens, and Gianna Sullivan from the CU Museum of Natural History. And so, let me pop up those pictures. I also want to get a shout out, while not formally on our steering committee, we wouldn't be here without Emily Kincairn as well. Is she in the back? She is, stand up. If not, you're getting acknowledged. Oh, there she is, right there. And I'd like to take just a couple of seconds, again, executive privilege, to point out a few individuals. So some of us have been here longer than others, and some of us do a lot and don't get acknowledged a lot for it. So I had hoped to have time in my busy schedule to make some awards here, but I just wanted to make some verbal acknowledgments. And so how many people here know Amy Yarger, right? So Amy's just one of those people that shows up, right? And she's always there when somebody needs something. And she is the driving force behind our steering committee. She's the one that keeps us on task. She makes the Google Docs. She does a lot of the hard organizational stuff to make sure that we're meeting our goals and objectives. So a big round for Amy. Second out of three, I would say, is probably Joyce Kennedy. How many people know Joyce? And so we're enjoying the successes, the policy successes of our network, much because of the People and Pollinator Action Network. And Joyce is really behind the scenes, making a lot of the connections that we need with our policymakers to advance our own conservation objectives. So thanks so much for that, Joyce. One more, who's it going to be? How about Rella? Rella Abernathy. Rella, City of Boulder, they work tirelessly behind the scenes because they're driven by an objective to save our world and our people, because we're all together and part of it. And I don't think she gets acknowledged enough, but her brain, her ideas, is what we've really been using to steer a lot of the content that we bring to you at the summits. And so just a big thank you to Rella as well. And a big thank you to all of the steering committee. And if you're interested, I'm going to use, again, executive privilege to point out, if you're interested in helping us have a better summit where we don't tell people to go to the wrong place and we have slides that work, join us, reach out, shoot us an email. We could use some young technological blood in our group, so let us know. A big thanks to all of you. You ready? Now I'm going to turn it over to everybody's favorite horticulturalist, Amy. You can just minimize. Oh, you got it?
Hi, everybody. I just want to acknowledge that somebody is way too humble to thank all of the incredible hard work since we brought the summit back to Boulder for this year. Adrian and Gianna have both been working so hard to make sure this venue worked for us and everything. So I also want to make sure, and plus Adrian's the MC every year. That is such emotional labor. So let's all give Adrian a big round of applause. But the network isn't anything without the actual network. And so we thought that, thinking about the last 10 years of impact from the Colorado Pollinator Network, that this is really a time to learn more about all of us And so we have a fun Mentimeter poll, and what you're going to do is join Mentimeter via this QR code, and we have some questions for you so we get a great idea of who's in the room with us today.
I'll pull this over once everybody's snapping it.
Yeah, it should be good. It's kind of fun to watch it. Oh, here, I'm going to present. Go to present. Present that purple in the corner.
I'm getting there.
All right. There we go. Okay, if you were a pollinator, which one would you be? Come on, fly people. Hey. So I like to ascribe personalities to all these pollinators. So like bees are like busy, hardworking.
You want to walk over to the other side so they can get the QR code?
All right. I feel like butterflies are social and graceful. Moths are mysterious. Flies, they're the true underrepresented. Awesome. Great. Okay. There's only so many selections that I could fill in. Sorry, y'all. Beetles are wonderful. I am a big fan of beetles. Okay. Oh, how do I present? Where did it go, Adrian? I want to present this. Go to the next slide.
Oh, you can just use the...
Where is it?
I got it.
Can
Here.
Okay, now the next question. We want to know where you're from. So on your phones, you should be able to put a little pin on where you are coming from today. Well, I mean, where are you from? Like Mars? Like Jupiter? Oh, look at this. A lot of Front Range folks.
I'm looking for a Grand Junction.
Ooh, look, someone's all the way from Utah. Oh, I wish I could blow it up. I don't think I can. Amazing. Good job. Wow, Denver's blowing up. Where are my Boulder people at?
Probably Boulder and
Yeah, probably. All right. Awesome. Okay, we're getting about ready to go to the next question.
Gosh, this is not the easiest. Does anybody see a cursor?
Yeah, we have. Can we just do this?
Try and see.
Oh, look at that. What's the coolest pollinator you saw this year? Sorry. Well, if you've joined via the QR code, you should not need to join again. But there. Oh, okay. So the QR code's right there. Oh, tarantula hawk. Bat. Look at that. So this is a word cloud. So the bigger the word, that means the more people saw it. Bee fly. Look at that. The flies are represented. Awesome. Iceland bumblebee. Did someone go to Iceland? That's cool. Oh, someone's very funny. Someone put Dr. Sammy. A bog mosquito. Who wrote that? That's adorable. Okay. Good job, everybody. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. I've seen some faces in here that I've seen every time, and I've seen some newbies too, which I love to see. So how many pollinator summits have you attended? Oh, I love to see, look at all these people with their first one. Welcome, all of you. I hope that we inspire you to come back. Amazing. All right. I think we can go to the next one, Adrian. And this one is a short answer one. What have you learned from attending the summit? So if this is your first one, you may have already learned some really great things this morning. If you have attended previous ones, what is the biggest takeaway, or what is the most important thing you've learned? There is no wrong bee. Insects are super cool. Hummingbirds are really cool. Bug unity. Isn't that what we're all about today? Bug unity. Awesome. All right. I think that might be the last one. Is it? Oh, yeah. Go to present if you can get there. There you go. There. Yeah. Oh, all right. So this kind of tells us what are the topics that you all, or the kind of classifications of topics that you like. So habitat, community science, research, and advocacy. Wow, look at that. Habitat is leading the pack so far. As a horticulturist, I agree. Yeah, it's so tied with the talk Dr. Sammy gave, right? Habitat is everything. Awesome. All right. Okay, so this one is a biggie too. What goals should we as a network take on in the next 10 years? We've been around 10 years. What should we aim for in the next 10 years? As we're going to talk about today, there's been a lot of awesome impact. So what should we aim for next?
Money.
What does just Denver mean? We're going to take on Denver. We're taking over.
Sammy is a very motivational speaker, I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything from providing more funding, honeybee regulation is up there, local agency involvement. Yeah, I think we have so many answers, we can't see them all. Is there a way we can scroll? Does that let you? There we go. There we go. Pollinator excursions. Hey, who wants to come with me to go see some pollinators? Oh my God, that'd be so fun. Okay, more science communication to the broader public, broaden our reach to the public. I'm definitely seeing some themes. Rewilding public lands, combining with more indigenous groups, more moth research, native moths of Colorado. Woo, that'd be awesome. Focus on social justice, social media, pesticide policy.
We don't have to mention some.
I think we're in a safe space here. It's all right. Pollinator puns. Y'all, I'm terrible at puns. Don't expect puns from me, but maybe Adrian can bring the puns. Amazing. So some agricultural research, or outreach rather, highlighting projects. I love that idea. There's so many great projects happening. More connection for marginalized communities. Support less charismatic pollinators. Did I write that? No. Residential projects. Amazing, so many. I know, you guys have amazing things. And the really fun thing about this is we can capture all of this. And then as we meet throughout the year, we do have quarterly meetings that are open to everyone. And they are virtual because we represent so many different communities. But this will help inform how we move forward. So this question is probably the meatiest one. Pollinator projects. All right.
Good enough?
Good enough. Thank you, everybody. All right, so that is the end of that. Thank you, thank you. So now we're going to go back to slides. Next slide. Okay, so I am one of those lucky people who've been involved with the Pollinator Summit since the beginning. And so I want to talk a little bit, some of you might remember how different the world was in the early 2000s and 2010s. I started my pollinator work back in the 90s when nobody was really thinking about pollinators, and there was a great book called The Forgotten Pollinators because everybody was forgetting about them. But in the 2000s, we started seeing a lot of reports and as well as more public media about the decline of pollinators. And so our first instar as a pollinator network, bug nerds, was really PPAN really reached out to a number of organizations to think about, like, how do we form a coalition to make a difference for these important animals now that there's more awareness of how important they are. And so we had our first Pollinator Summit in 2016, and from there, we thought we're going to form working groups, and these working groups are going to lead the state in making the state better for pollinators. But we seem to bite off more than we can chew, just like the very hungry caterpillar here. And really, what we found is that the summit was the most impactful part of what we had been working on, because bringing people together, collaborations arise so organically from that. So we changed the structure of the summit. We knew we had to be practical in order to reach different groups that maybe didn't feel included by this movement, and that thanks to Adrian's feedback after that first summit, we realized that where we were really lacking was including the scientific community and all of the important research that they were doing. So then we kind of were on a roll and started having these summits every year. We had incredible speakers and opportunities for people to kind of envision what Colorado could be doing for pollinators. And then where we really hit our stride was about post-COVID, 2022, we started holding things like our Big Day of Bugs in the summertime and at Denver Botanic Gardens, as well as our collaboration exploration meetings to really get a full picture of what's happening in the state for pollinators. And so that was really a phase that we were learning and growing. And so now I'm going to hand it back over to Adrian.
Thanks, Amy. Yeah, and so I'm one of those people that's been here since the start, too, and one of those scientists who heard the call and answered. And so I think it's important to point out that we've had a lot of good successes as well, right? But we've also learned from, like, some of our more challenging situations, right? Anybody know we had a pollinator highway, right? Not quite sure what the state of it's like, but we're picking back up where we left off. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But definitely it means that you got to have a sustainable, coordinated effort to make big projects happen, right? So it's something that we need to focus on if we want to make big change. I think a big change we've made is bringing scientists to the table. Like, how awesome was it to have Sammy here to give our morning keynote, right? But we've had some of the most preeminent pollination ecologists in the world speak at this summit, right? And not only speak, but to engage with the communities of conservation within Colorado. And we've enjoyed some relatively big successes as a result of it. Success could be as small as just new opportunities to connect, for you guys to come and meet, not only with each other, but with us, to share ideas and information, to basically provide an avenue for people to impact their own communities. I feel like our communities are thirsty for knowledge. How many people drank up Sammy's talk this morning? I know I did, and I know a lot about pollinators, right? And so giving them kind of a flow of information and an outlet to use it for is something we've been really good at. We've also been really good at convincing our governments to do something about it. Something as small as a governor's decree for a pollinator month, or a piece of legislation to give us a pollinator license plate. How many people know we have one? And that if you buy one, the proceeds of that go into a conservation fund, which PPAN gives out as grants to put in habitat, right? And dozens and dozens of scientists have helped over the years to inform how we're conserving our pollinators. This is the group of scientists who helped me with a really big project as a result of DNR putting out a call for a pollinating insect health study. And so a big shout out to Darren Davidson for agreeing to help run this whole thing, and Steve for being one of the co-authors on it. This was a huge undertaking, over 300 pages, everything from the underlying science of what we know about pollinators in Colorado to their best management conservation practices. Here's the three of us from your steering committee who coordinated on the study at Butterfly Pavilion, talking about this study. And one of the best things about it, in my opinion, is that it provided a framework going forward for our state, our government, a simplified framework that says if you really want to conserve pollinating insects, you need to protect them. And as simple as that sounds, we didn't have any kind of statutory mechanism to do that. And that was really what you need if you wanted your state to take up the role of trying to protect their habitats, to connect their populations, and to start to mitigate all of those drivers that are impacting them in the first place, right? And so again, getting all those scientists together to do things like testify in support of House Bill 2417 ultimately is what it took to get a new law passed, which gave Colorado Parks and Wildlife in the back a big shout out to our CPW representatives, the authority to manage and conserve our native pollinating insects and our plants. So we've got a brand new state-level team devoted to nothing but the conservation of our rare plants and our pollinators. We're impacting more than our pollinators as a result of a lot of our community interaction. And we're making big changes. 166 new species of greatest conservation concern in our state's wildlife action plan. I was just giving a guest lecture for Sammy's class yesterday, and I said, how many people know what IUCN stands for? Anybody know what the International Union for the Conservation of Nature? The problem with a lot of these big scale things is that they have little, small, on-the-ground impact, and states are the ones that have so much capacity to affect our conservation. And so when you look across the board, CPW's job has changed dramatically as a result of this legislation. They used to be responsible for what I would call traditional wildlife, birds and mammals, right? When you look at the number of invertebrates and plants, they combined make up 70% of the species which we are trying to conserve now. That's a huge undertaking. Within all of the invertebrates, it covers butterflies, bees, camel crickets, Collembola, you name it. We're out there to protect all of our biodiversity now. And we're undertaking tons of actions across the entire scope of what we know we need to do for invertebrate and rare plant conservation. And this really is the result of a big collective effort from this community, right? Not any single one of us. So a big thank you to all of you for making these things happen. Moving forward, there's a lot still to do, right? And so we've got our inaugural youth summit. We're trying to grow our network to reach out to new organizations, new communities. Again, if you want to be a part, you've got emails and contacts now from us for this summit. If you're a first timer, reach out. Let us know how you want to be a part of it, how you want to make us a stronger network and have more change, right? So how about a big round of applause for yourselves right now?